Hi dreamers, welcome back. It is definitely time for another declutter. I am down to the hardest things for me to declutter, and that is blush, eyeshadow, and nail polish. So these are all of my blushes and blush palettes. I'm going to get these sorted into a little bit of an order, and we will be right back. Okay, I'm going to start off with blush palettes. I only have 5 of them. 2 of them are drugstore and the other 3 are high-end. So I'm going to start with the high-end ones. This one I just got this summer, the Benefit Cheekathon palette. I absolutely love this. It has a sampling of all of their blushes and the Hoola bronzer. So it's got Dandelion, Hoola, Rockateur, Dallas, and Coralista. I've heard that the formula and the color on these is just slightly different than the real ones, but these are full size, and I really do like all of these. And of course, Hoola is one of my favorite bronzers. I'm loving Coralista. Dandelion seems to be a little bit light for my skin tone. It doesn't really show up very well, but I love all the other ones, and I do get some use out of that Dandelion as well. I just kind of have to build it up a little bit, so I'm definitely hanging on to that. Then I have the Urban Decay, the Gwen Stefani blush palette. I love this. I think that all of the colors are absolutely beautiful. These 2 are my favorites, which is Easy and OC. There is a lot of pigmentation to these, and they really last on me very well, and I really have enjoyed having it. So I'm definitely hanging on to that. And I know I'm definitely hanging on to my Love Flush. This is the Too Faced, all of their heart blushes. I don't have any of these in full size. I just have this. I love all of these. Too Faced is one of my favorite brands, so I'm definitely hanging on to this. Then for my drugstore blush palettes, I have the e.l.f. blush palette, if I can get it open. And this is really a nice palette. It has a good selection of colors. This one is really quite shimmery. They're extremely pigmented. So it's just a really great palette. They don't last all day on me, but they are very, very nice. So I will be hanging on to that. And then I have this Makeup Revolution Ultra Blush Palette. This is in Sugar and Spice. There are a couple of different ones of these, and I'm having trouble opening things tonight. This has a really pretty selection of blushes. If you're looking for something with a whole lot of selection, I think that this was $6 or $10. I'm kind of leaning towards $10. These really I use more as highlights because they are very, very shimmery. You can see that that's really extraordinarily shimmery. So I use those as highlights or blush toppers, but you can see there is just a ton of pigmentation in these blushes. So I love this palette. I am definitely hanging on to it, and I actually forgot that I had it in my collection, so very excited for that. Okay, the next category is really my smallest category, and that is my cream blushes. I only have 2. Any other cream blushes that I've had, I've already decluttered because I just don't wear them. This is the Maybelline Master Glaze. This is in Just Pinched Pink. And it really is, it's a pretty color, but I think it's a little bit too light for my skin tone. And no matter what I do, I don't know if I just stink at applying cream products. It makes me feel oily, and I just think that it always moves my foundation. So I am going to get rid of that. This I just got in a subscription box. This is by Beauty For Real, and it's got Coral Crush on one side, which is really, I really like that color. And then it's got this High Beam on the other side, which is a highlight, which is just a really warm highlight. And I don't know, I'm really torn about this because at first I really kind of hated it, and it's softened up a little bit now. I can apply this one without it moving my foundation underneath, so I don't know. I'm gonna set that one aside and think about it, because it's really my only cream blush product that I would have left. All right, let's go high end, and then we'll finish off with Drugstore. So, and this is kind of like high end and, you know, middle of the road stuff that you're gonna find not on the drugstore side, or that you're gonna find online, that's in a little bit of the pricier area. So Down Boy by The Balm, I know I'm definitely keeping. This is one of my favorite blushes. It's just really so pretty, and it really is. Even though it seems very light, it's good for me year round, so I'm keeping that. I'm definitely keeping my Kat Von D blushes. I have 2 of them. I have Truth, which, and there's cats like running everywhere. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there's a moth. But this, I put this in my Ride or Die. This is one of my favorite blushes of all time. It is just absolutely perfect in every way. It goes with everything. So I am keeping that. And then this blush is Heartgram, and it's a much brighter blush. Again, ton of pigmentation. Kat Von D stuff always has ton of pigmentation. Has a little bit of shimmer to it. This is a blush. I like to use this actually as an eyeshadow and as a blush. If you use a light hand, it is very pretty as a blush, and as a heavy hand, it's beautiful as an eyeshadow. So I'm definitely keeping those. And then I know, let's see. Okay, this Makeup Geek blush in Covet. I just got this in a BoxyCharm, and it's so pretty. I definitely have to use a light hand because it's a little bit of a darker color. I know that Makeup Geek is often considered drugstore, but it is more expensive than anything I have on my drugstore pile, so I put it over here. So I am definitely keeping that one. This Too Faced blush in Sweet Pink. I've had this for a very long time, and I just love it. It has a nice, beautiful kind of shimmer to it. It's very light, it's very soft, perfect for summer, so I'm definitely keeping that. And I need to grab a wet wipe here because all of these blushes are just leaving color on the back of my hand, and you can't see anything that I'm swatching anymore. So, okay, this is another favorite of mine. This is by Studio Makeup. I have been absolutely obsessed with this blush this month. It is in Wildflower, and it's just the perfect kind of neutral pink. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I am keeping that. I know for sure I am keeping this Fiona Styles blush. If you have not tried the Fiona Styles blushes, I highly recommend it. I picked this one up. This is in Imperial, the Soft Cheek Veils. I picked this up because they didn't really have anything like it at all, and it is such a beautiful color for the fall. So I know I'm keeping that. This Hikari blush, this is in Tango, and this one I think is just, it is just the wrong color for me. It's this like Barbie pink, and even if I use a light hand, it just does not look right on my skin tone, so I am going to get rid of that. Okay, this Tarte blush in Dollface, definitely keeping this. It's another one of those ones. The thing with Tarte blushes that surprises me is when you see what they look like in the pan, that's not necessarily what they look like. Just another really pretty pale pink soft blush, so I'm keeping that. This Ofra blush in Paradise Pink. I don't remember what this looks like. So yes, I really like that. That's kind of a mauvey pink. I haven't swatched anything else like that, so I'm hanging on to that. This Douce blush, this drives me bonkers because it looks like nothing. It looks like it is the lightest blush ever and that it would look horrible. And that is not what it looks like at all. I got this in a subscription box as well as a refill. And this is in the color 53. It doesn't say what the color of the name is. But when you swatch this, it's just a really pretty soft pink color. It is extraordinarily powdery though. However, I really enjoy the color every time that I put this on my face. I'm looking at the swatch and I'm not impressed by it, but I know that every time I put this on my face, I really like it. So I am going to hang on to that. Okay, this Terramere, this is a mineral blush in Rosy. And this has actually quite a lot. It's really, really shimmery. And I just never grabbed for it. The color is beautiful, but it is so shimmery. So I'm gonna pass on that. And then this is another mineral blush by Bella Pierre in Desert Rose. And that is also just very, very shimmery and really not showing up on my skin at all. So I'm gonna pass on that. This is a Bella Pierre Coral Cheek and Lip Stain. I don't like products like this. I've already told you how I feel about the cream blushes, and I don't like this as a lip color. I don't like products in a pot like this. They're just too hard to use for lip products for me, and I'm not a big fan of cream blushes, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Beauty For Real duo there. Two more high-end blushes. This Ofra blush in Chameleon, I absolutely love. It's got like this little mirror underneath there, so it's kind of a fat thing. I probably will try to depot this at some point, but I absolutely love this color. It looks pink if you wear cooler looks. It looks peachy if you wear warmer looks. I guess that's why they call it Chameleon, but I love it. And then this is another thing that I recently got this summer with the IT Cosmetics set from QVC. This is the Bye Bye Pores blush in Naturally Pretty. I don't necessarily think that this does anything for my pores, but it is a very, very pretty blush. So I am going to hang on to that. So that is all of my high-end blushes. Let's clean off my hand here. The cat is still sitting just like right off camera watching that moth. Okay, Drugstore. Let's pull all of this mess in here. Okay, this Physicians Formula blush, and let's see, let's do this. So, okay, this Physicians Formula blush, this is so cute because it's got the little shoe on there. I love the packaging. But it's so fat because it has this brush, which I've obviously never used. It's still in the package, and a mirror. This actually kind of smells like chocolate. It used to have a little shoe on there. I used to love the heck out of this blush, but every time I use it lately, I feel like I kind of look like a disco ball. It's just very, very shiny, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I have several of the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. I know I want to keep Apricot in the middle. If you haven't tried this, it is if I can get it. I'm telling you, I'm having trouble today. This is a beautiful, beautiful blush. It looks like it's very, very shimmery, but on the skin, it just has a slight glow. Gorgeous blush. Mellow Wine, I also really like. I kind of have to use a lighter hand with this one because it is a deep color, but very pretty. And then Rose Champagne. Oh my goodness. I love these blushes so much. They're so pretty. I mean, this is just a beautiful sort of neutral. Now, so I'm definitely keeping those. Now, these two are a little bit of a different story because they're the older formula, and I don't think that they are as good as the new ones. Pearlescent Pink is just, it's so shiny. I mean, you can kind of see how shiny it is, and I don't ever grab for it because it's so shiny. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then Heather Silk. It doesn't even look like I've touched this blush, and I've probably had it for a long time. I don't know, that is just, it's so kind of bright, and I have a lot of things like that, and I just don't ever grab for it. So since it's barely been used, I'm going to go ahead and pass that on to someone who will really get the enjoyment out of it. I have several of the Milani, the Rose blushes. I love all of these. This one in American Beauty Rose. It's just, oh, these are so pretty. This one seems a little bit orange. It's Coral Cove, and I don't wear this one very often. Excuse me, my allergies have just been horrible. That's why I missed filming for a couple days. I couldn't talk without coughing. But I do like having this one around for days when I'm wearing something warmer. And it's so beautiful. And then this one in Tea Rose is my absolute favorite. They're so beautiful. So I'm keeping all three of those. Now these Wet n Wild ombre blushes, I have all three of them. I have done absolutely everything in my power to make these blushes work, and they just don't. They do not show up on my skin at all. If you have a very light skin tone, then these would probably work for you. But if you're, I mean, you can see, it just doesn't even, you can't even see it. It's too light. So all of these three are going to be passed on to someone with a lighter skin tone. Okay, I have two NYX blushes, and this one in Rose Garden I think is very, well, maybe not. It looks really shimmery, and so I never grab for it, but now when I swatch it, it just looks really pretty. So I think I'm going to hang on to that one. And then this one in Peach, I definitely like this one in Peach. Okay, now there's a cat snoring. She's sitting on my chair right over here that I moved out of this spot. She sits on my chair for my vanity all the time, but she's snoring. So I'm going to hang on to both of those NYX blushes. Okay, I have three other Milani blushes. This one is, well, it's not really a blush. It's an illuminating face powder in Hermosa Rose. And I have tried this in so many different fashions. I've tried it as a blush, and it's just too, it's just not a blushy color. And I've tried it as a highlight, and it's too dark. It's just not working for me, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Luminoso, I am definitely hanging on to. Of course, a cult favorite. Just an absolutely beautiful coral blush color. And you know what? Now that I think about it, do I really need both of these. You know, this one is, because it's this rose one, I looked for this for so long and I really do like it. So I am going to go hang on to both of those. But this one in Dolce Pink, it's like a glitter bomb. And I mean, you can see like the chunks of glitter in it. And I just don't like it. I know it's a favorite, but that's going to leave my collection. Okay, this Makeup Revolution, the matte blush in nude. I love this. So I'm definitely hanging on to that. It's just a beautiful kind of neutrally color. Okay, this Color Icon bronzer and blush from Dusk Till Dawn. This does not work as a bronzer for me, but it does make a very pretty blush. But I don't know. I mean, I've got so many similar things. I'm going to think about that for just a second. Okay, this e.l.f. blush. Oh my gosh, this is so tiny. Pink Passion. This looks like super duper bright. And I just don't ever grab for it because of the way that it looks. It's like this Barbie pink. And it just doesn't... This is just not the right color for me. I like the formula a lot, but the color is just, it's like Barbie's Corvette. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, this Model Co. blush in Peach Bellini. This, it's so soft and it's so creamy. But it does have a lot of shimmer to it. I'm going to think about that one for just a second too. Okay, and then finally I have this City Color B Matte blush. I like the formula of this, but the color is just, I mean, it's like fluorescent almost. It does not look good on me, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. Okay, so these are the two that I'm still thinking of. This is the, you know, I think I have a lot of things that are really similar to that have less shimmer, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. And I think I have a lot of things that are like this as well. I mean, it's really super cute, but I just don't ever grab for it, even though it's got this nice color. And I've got so many other blushes. But it is a really... Okay, I'm going to get rid of it. If I can't make a decision, then it's time to go. So that is everything. So I'm keeping all 5 of my face palettes. I'm keeping 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 high-end blushes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 drugstore blushes. And I am getting rid of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I'm getting rid of 18 blushes. I am so proud of myself. So basically I'm keeping 20 single blushes and 5 palettes, and I'm getting rid of 18. So I'm going to say that that cuts me down by about almost half. So I am really thrilled with that. Thank you guys so much for watching through this very lengthy video, and my cat's being a little crazy. Don't forget to subscribe because I still do have eyeshadow and nail polish coming up soon. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoy declutters. Thanks guys. Bye.